Shut up and sit down.
Blowing Dynamite. Hello, my name is Justin Adams.
Hello, I'm Patrick Dolan.
And welcome to Neighborly Discussions. We have a new interviewer here.
Oliver.
Ghost Rusty turned into a dog.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's been a while.
Yes.
It's been a little bit.
We've been occupied with extracurricular activities, theater and acting and stage managing and stuff. So.
Yeah, but we are back. We are better than ever. We are,
Don't get too far ahead of yourself.
yeah. We're going to do a quick summer recap type thing, and then we're going to talk about our upcoming, or the upcoming movies coming out this summer, like in July and in August.
August. Yes.
Yeah, so let's do it.
So first movie of the summer was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I thought it was fantastic.
It was awesome.
It was a full-blown, like, cosmic comic book come to life. You know, we've already been introduced to these characters in the first movie, so this movie just allowed them to go on a whole new adventure. They added new characters that were awesome. The writing was great. The effects were awesome. It didn't feel too bloated. There were a couple cheesy moments, I thought.
They kind of put the family...
Yeah, which isn't necessarily bad, but I thought the playing catch thing with Peter Quill and his father, brilliantly played by Kurt Russell.
Yeah, that was the best part about the movie. Like, I agree, like the comic book aspect of it, like it felt like I was watching a comic book movie, and Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is freaking awesome. They also just a little bit went overboard with Baby Groot, but I expected that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the movie was freaking awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. It wasn't better than Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1, but it definitely was good, and I thought it was better in scope.
Yes.
And James Gunn had... You can tell that Marvel just let James Gunn do his thing.
Yeah, like the first movie was like an untested Marvel property in the cinematic universe, and so the studio was probably hesitant and put a lot of restrictions on them. And this movie just felt so different in a way, like they were like, hey man, you made us $800 million last time, so here's $200 million, go do what you want.
Thought it was brilliant. Alright, and then, yeah, so the next one, I just found out, I thought it was a hit, but clearly it wasn't. It was a bomb, like, majorly.
I wouldn't say a bomb. It'll probably end up making money back. I don't know. We're talking about Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
So, we were going through Box Office Mojo before we started this video, and that movie only made $72 million domestically so far.
It's crazy.
And with the amount of movies coming out right now, it probably doesn't have much chance to make more here. I don't know what territories overseas it's yet to open in, but it's made 192 worldwide, and with a production budget of about $100 million.
And who knows about the marketing?
Yeah, who knows how much was put into marketing, but I did see a lot of TV spots for that movie, so I'm assuming they spent a lot of money. But I really enjoyed the flick. Much better movie than Prometheus, kind of a sequel to Prometheus, a pseudo-prequel to Alien, but really cool. And the surprise for me was Danny McBride.
Yeah, man, he was so, like, it totally seemed like they were going to have him be the comic relief.
Yes, and cracking jokes, you know, to keep the audience, you know, on edge before the next jump scare. But
not at all. Yeah.
He played a straight-laced character. He played, like, basically the pilot of the ship, one of the drivers of the ship.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I'm not, again, and also with Alien, too, I'm not a huge Alien fan, but it was predictable, but it was still, like, I had a good time with it. And the effects, like, with the alien coming out of the dude.
Oh, the backburster. Like,
that's something that I've never seen in an Alien movie before. The effects, you can tell, like, where the effects have gone nowadays, it did good things with, for Alien.
Yeah, they did some prosthetic stuff, but the aliens, they kept CGI, which is a shame because, you know, back in '79 they built a fantastic alien costume that looked good on camera. It might have been a bitch to work with from what I've heard, but so a little overdone with the CG, but still Ridley Scott still still has it, and it gives me. I know he's not directing the new Blade Runner, but I know he's a producer and he helped write it, and so it just. I'm looking forward to the future of the Alien films from here on out, and what he does with Blade Runner.
Now let's go on to
Some comedies.
some nice comedies that did not bomb at all. Do you want to start, or do you want me to?
No, go for it, because I've seen some movies he hasn't seen, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
we'll.
So the movie that I saw, the comedy that was subpar, that had a lot of controversy, was Snatched, with Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn.
The return of Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, and Goldie Hawn, me and him were both on this. I'm pretty sure America's on this.
Yeah.
Goldie Hawn's amazing.
Yeah,
like
awesome.
she is one of the best.
I
And-
grew up watching her movies. Like they were a staple in our household. Overboard, Wildcats.
Yeah. Bird on a Wire. We were just
Bird
talking
on
about
a
that.
Wire. Like just she did some great stuff back then.
Yeah, and this movie, like, it's great to see her again, but it was whatever. It was kind of lame. And Amy Schumer, that, you know, my beef with the Amy Schumer thing, it's not really I hate her as an actress, because I did enjoy Trainwreck, but she plays the same character in this, and it just shows like she is not gonna play a different character, and it shows that. The writing for it, like, it was just specifically for Goldie Hawn to react to Amy Schumer, and as
Yeah,
a
it's a
Goldie Hawn
shame.
fan, yeah, that's a shame. You don't want that. Seeing what Kurt Russell's doing right now, and seeing how he's getting these amazing roles, he's still
Yeah.
getting supporting roles, he's still playing the old man, like, it's not that. Like, she could still play the old woman, or the mom, and be funny, and have good material to work with, but it just didn't work for her, and I think that the movie deserved a bomb. I'm just kidding, I don't think it deserved a bomb, but yeah.
I had high hopes for it.
The story also was just fucking shit.
I like Amy Schumer. I've been a fan of hers since the first season of Inside Amy Schumer. But Trainwreck I thought was good, but Fatigue, just in the trailers for Snatch, seemed to be happening. So I didn't see it, but I'll check it out when it comes out on video. And
But I'm gonna feel bad for him because I only saw one of the horrible comments.
Yeah. So I went ahead and saw Baywatch, which it's a shame because like all the money is up there on screen, all the pieces are in place. I love The Rock. I think Zac Efron's pretty damn good too. They got some beautiful women in there. They had the dorky comic relief. Everything was there to make a good Baywatch movie, but just something was missing, and I just found myself very, very bored by it. Some good moments, but it just seemed like they were trying too hard, and they couldn't find that nice bridge between the action and the comedy that 21 Jump Street and even 22 Jump Street did so well. And on a more recent example, Chips, which I thought was much better movie than people made it out to be, and I found myself enjoying Chips a hell of a lot more than Baywatch.
Yeah.
Just something was wrong with Baywatch. It's hard to put my finger on, but it was just one of those movies I kept staring at my watch, and I'm just like, oh, it's just not what I thought it was going to be. But that same weekend, I went and saw Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales as well, and you know, Curse of the Black Pearl, I loved. Thought it was great. Great adventure movie. It was the introduction of Jack Sparrow, so he was fresh, he was new.
Yeah, it was one of the best.
And then even Dead Man's Chest,
Yeah,
which I thought was very much the equivalent of what Temple of Doom is to Raiders of the Lost Ark, Dead Man's Chest is to. Much darker. The pacing is kind of weird, but the last like 40 minutes is just this non-stop crazy action scene. And the effects, Davy Jones and the Kraken, just all look good. And then after that, at World's End, On Stranger Ties, like at World's End, just way too bloated.
Yeah, man.
Wrapped up the story horribly, and then they tried to go in a new direction with On Stranger Tides, which was by far the worst Pirates movie ever made. Dead Men Tell No Tales is like...
Is it even worse than Stranger Tides?
No. It's better than Stranger Tides. And just for the sake of that first trilogy, it's probably not as good as At World's End. But as a movie itself, I think it's better. But At World's End being the cap of that trilogy, it has those previous pictures to help boost it up there. It was just boring, and there were some great moments. They tried to do some cool things with it, but then abandoned them. I can't think of any specific examples right now, but they would just introduce these story plots and then they just go away. Like the screenwriters were like, hey, this scene's cool, has nothing to do with the movie, so we'll just do the scene and then move on to the story. Like, it was a mess, but it looked good. The next movie, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we're moving on to June.
So we both saw Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And DC Warner Brothers, I hope it's not just a nice stroke of luck that just lies on its own. But I'm gonna eat my words. You fucking did a fantastic job with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it was good.
It was clunky in parts, but for the most part, it was fantastic. Gal Gadot was so much better than I thought she was going to be, and she carried that picture and she elevated it to a level. You can tell she really studied this character. And Chris Pine was an awesome Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Played it perfectly. And then him in the world of the Amazons, the fish out of water, literally, because he crashes into the freaking ocean. It was great. And then even Diana's, like, I loved her naivety in the, like, where, like, no, we kill Ares, we kill the god of war, war ends. Your war will end if we kill Ares. And, like, that's not the fucking case.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that line where Steve Trevor is just like, you know, maybe it's just who we are, you know, as humans. Like, this is just what we do. And, like, she's like, no, it's got to stop. And, like, it just really, it was good. It was so, so good. Yeah. And I want to see it again so bad.
Something that I loved from it and hated about the other DC movies is that Wonder Woman was about one thing. Like, it was just focusing on one thing, and it was Bruce Wayne asking about the picture.
Yeah,
and
the picture from Batman v Superman.
It was good. I loved because in the other ones, like, it was just really clunky, and there was nothing popping, like the cinematography and the music. There was nothing about it about those movies that were doing it for me. And this one, it had that. It had great cinematography. You can tell they had sets.
Yep.
Like the Amazon world, you can tell they went somewhere. You know, like you can tell, like, there are some moments where there's some CGI, but overall you can see that they actually shot somewhere.
Yeah.
And when they did the World War I stuff, you can tell they shot somewhere. Oh. And then the ending happens, and then, you know, you can tell they're on the green screen set. But that's completely okay, because I like every superhero movie that comes out nowadays. It's good until the ending.
Yeah.
So
well, the whole that goes back to, like, what Steven Spielberg, something he said about Jaws, like, when he wanted to do the ending of Jaws, and, like, yeah, Chief Brody shoves the air tank in the shark's mouth, and then Chief Brody later gets the rifle and shoots the air tank to blow the shark up. The studio execs were like, oh my god, like, no, that's just people are gonna laugh at that. And Steven Spielberg just basically said, you know what, if we don't have them at that point, you know, if you hook an audience so feverishly to the point where you can just do this fucking crazy fucking, you know, illogical ending, and they'll buy it because they're just so invested in the story. And Wonder Woman is very much like that. Yeah, the ending was a clunker. I thought the villains could have been written a little better. They seemed a little cookie cutter, cartoonish. But man, it was a beautiful movie. Gal Gadot was awesome.
She was really great.
All the supporting characters, Robin Wright, Connie Nielsen as Diana's mother.
The guy that was in Trainspotting.
Yeah.
Who plays Spud.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Ewan Brenner or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, it was great, and I'm hoping that Justice League is going to not end it, not kill it, but the preview was before when I saw Wonder Woman and Cyborg, just the CGI, it just looks so awful. But Joss Whedon is there.
Joss Whedon is doing reshoots in light of the tragic thing that happened with Zack Snyder's family. So Joss Whedon's coming in to just kind of oversee the movie, finish it, do a couple reshoots. DC assures us that the movie is finished and it's Zack Snyder's movie. But they did bring Joss Whedon in, who's going to direct Batgirl for DC. great choice, great news. But he's coming in to like just kind of do a polish on Justice League and finish it up while Zack Snyder takes time away with his family.
Yeah,
but I just the previews so far, the 2 previews we've seen for Justice League, I'm just not hopeful.
The first one I didn't mind, but it was because in the first one they didn't show us Cyborg yet.
Yeah,
and they didn't show us like how bad the CGI was.
I like it, but you know what? It is a trailer, you know, and that, you know, it's still like 6 months away for that movie.
Yeah.
So it's.
I just wish they haven't shown us all this stuff yet. You know,
Yeah.
like they're so like now with Wonder Woman. I'm glad Wonder Woman's a success because now Warner Brothers can actually breathe. Like not only is it a success financially, like when Suicide Squad came out, they were like, okay, we can breathe a little bit, but we still have to fucking freak out because people hate us. But with this one, they're like, oh, we made a lot of money, and
critically, it's still above 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and so they can now finally be like, oh, okay, we can breathe. No,
Justice League was already in progress when Wonder Woman was being made, or when Wonder Woman was being made and came out. So it's what they do after Justice League that's really going to be to see what they do with Aquaman.
Yeah.
And I think James Wan is a very gifted director. He's done some great stuff.
If he stays.
Yeah, we'll see. But like The Flash just lost its director
again,
and then Billy Crudup plays Barry's father in Justice League.
Yeah,
he just backed out of the Flash movie, so now they have to recast Barry's father in the Flash movie. So yeah, it's things aren't easy for the DC Cinematic Universe right now, but Wonder Woman has given me a big ray of hope that they can pull a cohesive cinematic universe together. Because on the page, on a comic book level, the characters in DC I find so much more intriguing than the Marvel characters. Yeah. Not a disservice to the Marvel characters at all, but just there's just something mythological about the DC characters that is just really cool.
And more realism to them too. Like, there's especially with the Batman character. But yeah, it was great, and I'm hoping that Justice League is gonna be good. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up still. Like Wonder Woman, even though it was great, it's not something that's gonna have me be like, oh, DC movies are fantastic. Like I'm now seeing all these weird lists on now like the top 10 best DC Cinematic Universe moments. Like now people are starting to forget how bad the other movies are just because how good Wonder Woman is. And I'm just hoping people are not gonna just completely blindside themselves and just stay optimistic to a point where we're still thinking and still remember what happened in the past. And yeah, I'm done.